For this craft, we're going to make a toilet roll dog. You're going to need a toilet roll, a piece of white paper. I've got an extra bit because this isn't very big. Then you're going to need some glue. And I've got two black felt tip pens just because one is thin and one is thick. But you might find you can do everything with your thin one. A ruler and some scissors. Okay, so I'm going to move all these things to one side. Oh, and a pencil. Move all these things to one side. And we're going to put our toilet roll at the bottom of our piece of paper because that's what we're going to cover our toilet roll in. I'm going to make a mark there. I'm going to put it to the end over this side. And I'm lining it up at the bottom again. And then I'm going to put a mark there at the top. You see that mark? There we go. Then I'm going to use my ruler to join the two marks together. And then draw a line. And I'm going to take my scissors. As you know, we always point the scissors away from us. And I'm going to cut along that line. I'm going to keep this bit because we'll need it later to make some ears. I'm going to put it there. Let's bring back our toilet roll. Just make sure it fits. Well, that's a lot, isn't it? I think maybe that's probably too much, so I might cut a little bit off there. So what I'm going to do is fold it there. Cut along that fold. So I don't want it to overlap too much because otherwise it will be like wrapping the paper around the toilet roll twice. And I don't want to do that. I only want it to overlap a little bit so I can glue it together. There we go. So this is now the back. This side is now our front. So we're going to unfold the paper from the toilet roll, keeping our thumbs in the same place if we can, so that we know that this is now the front. Then we're going to take our felt tip and we're going to draw our dog face. Now our dog needs a nose, and the dog nose is in the shape of a heart in this case. Like that, not quite a heart, but almost. Then I'm going to colour it in. Now my puppy, my little dog, is a Dalmatian, which is a black and white dog. And for its spots, I'm going to use hearts instead of spots, but you can use anything you want to. So there's his nose. Let's give him some eyes. There we go, make sure they're the same size. And let's think, let's give him some spots. Where should we put spots on him? I might put a spot here, which is going to be a little heart. Like that. And I might put another spot here, which can be a little heart. Like that. And one over here perhaps. And one here. And another one there. You can put them all over, everywhere you want to. I'm not using very many. And as this one, I think, will go over the top of that one. I'm not going to put any on this side because that's where I'm going to put the glue. So I'm just going to put a few over here. There we go. Now I'm going to put that to one side just for a minute. And I'm going to think about making some ears. Now this is a bit of paper that I've cut off. And I want my ears to be quite long. So I think maybe as long as that on my dog. That looks a good length. So let's use the ruler and the pencil and line it up and draw a line. Then I'm going to cut that bit off. Now, in order that my ears are going to be the same length and size, I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to draw it on one side, and then when I cut it out I'm going to cut them both out together. So for my ears, I'm going to put it right at the top and I'm going to bring them down to a point about, more or less at the bottom. So I'm going to go around like this, and then this one's going to go around like this. There we go. And now I'm going to cut them out, and we should have two in the end. Again, notice scissors pointing away from me. Rather than turn the scissors, I'm turning the paper. There we go. So, oops, I got stuck together. Bit of glue on them. So I'm going to use my thick felt tip. But if you haven't got one, you can continue with your other one. Just that this makes it a bit bigger, a bit faster, I mean, for you to watch. Otherwise, it's going to be boring while I do all the colouring. So I'm going to do that quite quickly. So I'm not going backwards and forwards because I don't want to make a hole in the paper. I'm just doing it in one direction, quite quickly. And because I've got my rough paper underneath to save my table, because I love my table, it means I can go over the edges and it won't matter. Now, if I was to go backwards and forwards, I will be making a hole in the paper, because the paper doesn't like the felt tip pens going backwards and forwards. So if you go one way, you won't make any holes. There we go. So I'm going to put them over here and leave them for a minute to dry. And we're going to bring back our toilet roll and glue. Oh goodness, glued its own lid on. And I'm going to put some glue on the toilet roll. Not too much, just the place where we're going to do the join is going to have the most on, so right at the bottom all the way to the top where we're going to do the overlap. So I'm going to put that on very carefully. There we go, like that. And I'm going to roll it round, make sure it stays right on the edges, and if you think it's moving, you can slide it back into place. There we go. Now, as it's going to overlap, I'm going to put some glue on here as well. Oops. Don't worry if you go over, because it will just dry later. There we go. So there's our dog so far. And now it needs some ears. So let's take our ears, put some glue. I'm just going to put the glue on the top so they flap about a bit. Pop them there. There's one. There's the other one. There we go. So that's our little heart puppy from our toilet roll. Hopefully all these things you've got in the house, the toilet roll, some paper and some black pens, some glue, some scissors. And if you want to do it in a different colour, I did one earlier like this, and I stuck it to one of those CDs that I keep finding, old ones in the house, and I can use it to keep my pens in. How's that?